And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Grade A Fantasy as I preview my top plays at the running back position for Week 16. So, quite a bit has happened with the running back slate. Just a little bit of big news. Was waiting to see if anything else was going to really pop off, but I don't think anything pertaining to the slate anyway at this position. There's probably other news in like other games, as in for tonight's Thursday night game, so on and so forth. But other than that, there's really nothing. There's really nothing that has really popped up since maybe a bit earlier today. And when I say earlier today, most likely was more confirmed earlier today because most of the news came out last night. But let's get right back into it. First off, I think the best play. It is viable to have these two running backs against these two horrible run defenses in A-Chain and both Bijan. Obviously, I'm picking A-Chain. Y'all heard me say it. I gave him I'm the one that basically said that nickname. I've said it a while ago before maybe other people started acknowledging it. Devon A-Chain is the AFC's CMC. Perfectly unscripted. No vulture issues. No nothing. The only thing you got to worry about is if every now and then, is this the game that he poops out? Or is this the game where just like how a couple weeks ago, the man had 9 carries for 72 yards, had a bit of an injury, and then obviously by the time Miami was probably thinking about putting him back in the game, they had it well in hand and they destroyed the Jets on the ground. But other than that, Devon A-Chain, Bijan Robinson, by far, by none, the best options on the slate. Now, I think right there at number 3, priced at number 3. You could argue him being number 4 because I think the way Cleveland's defense is just falling apart in the past 3 weeks, James Cook could possibly have another great game, which is why I actually love Cook over Allen, but I'll still be having Allen in some lineups. But to get to Gibbs will probably be important right now as a playoff scenario. There's still a lot of movement for people to clinch, people to move up, people to move down. There's still 3 weeks left. It's not the deadline yet, even though we're getting close. It is a deadline because teetering on the edge of being eliminated because if they lose and also have a couple of things combined. Last weekend, Kansas City needed to lose and literally 3 teams to win. And it happened. So KC is out. Detroit, it was a little bit complicated, but Detroit and the Cowboys are pretty much 2 teams teetering on the edge of wild card implications. Well, mostly Dallas, because I still think if things were to turn around dramatically, I think if Detroit gets hot, Packers collapse, obviously with a little bit of injuries here and there, Lions still have a shot at the division. But where they're at now, and obviously losing one to the Packers and also Chicago surging, they're in deep need of a win, both Lions and the Cowboys. So you best believe Gibbs against Pittsburgh. Not the best defense, but once again, Gibbs is somebody who didn't really do well last week. They're definitely going to need him this week. So Gibbs at 9,500, I think he's the 4th best option to me. Because you have to have that surge and thought of. So we'll continue with that. Sorry for that quick interruption. Bucky Irvin, the healthy Bucky Irvin against Carolina will always be an option. A nice 8,200. Javonte Williams, he is somewhat viable. It is a somewhat stubborn LA Chargers defense at 7,900. But because of the way the Cowboys are, they will do their best to get Javonte's pretty much the man in the backfield. Don't have to worry about him getting vulture. Does catch passes out the backfield. Like I said, it's pretty much do or die for the Lions and the Cowboys for the rest of the season. So there will be emphasis to put up points. Rico Dowdle, 7,600. I don't really like the matchup this week. Tampa Bay is still a decent. They're not as strong before, but like I said, Dowdle still gives up. He has a very formidable opponent. Does give up options to Chuba. So like, not love. I will get back on Quinshon Judkins. I think he'll possibly be low owned with a couple of duds last week. But with a Buffalo defense that is just meant to give up the run, he has to. If not, then hey, I think we all jump off the Quinshon Judkins bus together. But it's just that the volume is going to be there as long as they're not getting destroyed. They need him to help Shedeur Sanders. They just need him. Other top plays that I like this week, I think Breece Hall's an option. He looks better at 7,300, especially if Tyrod Taylor gets clean, because they couldn't do a damn thing with the backup last week, or third string if you want to say it that way, because both Justin Fields and Tyrod were both ruled out last week. Chase Brown, I like the option. People kind of forget how bad that Miami offense is, and guess what? That Miami defense is, and guess what? If Ewers can't move the ball, guess what? That means punts, better field position, and more chances for Chase Brown to get maybe some inside the 10 and even some goal line looks. Nobody has missed more tackles this year than Miami. Right next to them is the Bengals. Woody Marks, it will be interesting to see, because if Woody Marks does not play, then we will probably see Nick Chubb, who is practicing. He has not practiced this week yet, but Nick Chubb has started practicing, and it is a good, not a great matchup, because Las Vegas Raiders, the run defense is more of a middle of the pack kind of a way. Fantasy points is one thing, but the way they have been playing, they're not porous as a bottom 10 in run defense, but like I said, the price is still good against Vegas. Other top plays that I like. It looks ugly, but Aaron Jones Sr., it's still the Giants. He stunk this year. I think I could count on one hand, and when I really mean one hand, I think I mean one finger of picking Aaron Jones. It's not something that I love, but if I get to him, I get to him. It's not one of those things where I'm going to try and force him into the lineup. The news of Devin Neal being out is big. He already got ruled out, so no need to worry about him. He was getting the volume and everything, but the thing is, if he can't make it, then the thing is, does a washed but rested Alvin Kamara come in? And number two, they have former Bronco Audric Estime and Evan Hall. We'll have to wait and see. In this situation, I'll be looking forward for Kamara, because if Kamara is cleared after being out for the past 2-3 weeks, he's rested, ready to go. It is a favorable matchup for running backs. In this case, if no Kamara, then we got to deal with the whole who's going to get the carries, who's going to be the third down back. Hall, Audric Estime. And also, if you did not know, former Indianapolis Colt Nyheim Hines was called up from the practice squad, promoted. So if it's Hall, Estime, and Nyheim Hines, most of the time when somebody gets promoted from the practice squad, what does that mean? A guy in front of them, or in this case, two guys in front of them, expect not to play. They probably don't expect Kamara to play. Possibly not. We'll see, but we'll see. But it is a good matchup against the Jets. Whoever's the New Orleans back, it is a good matchup against the Jets. And as we keep going down here, Tracy at 63 against Minnesota. Not a great matchup, but salary savings. Not need to play much. They're not playing for much, but they do have Gardner Minshew. So Pacheco, an option at 6,200 against Tennessee. Michael Carter gets Atlanta, is one of the favorite paydowns that I like. He's the man in the backfield. So even though it's all about the passing game, Brissett and whoever they might need. Once again, sorry for that quick interruption. But yes, Michael Carter against Atlanta at home, definitely like that. He could definitely catch passes out the backfield, so can be kind of a double threat. Looking for high upside. They're fighting for position. So yes, even though David Montgomery might not be the type to run against Pittsburgh like that, if you're looking for something that low and you paid up at a wide receiver, or you paid up for one running back and your flex is cheap and you only got a little bit left, David Montgomery, not a bad option. Kareem Hunt, Tyler Algier for vulturing. Both at 5,700. How funny. But yes, Kamara was limited, so we'll see. But a lot of value will pop up if Kamara is ruled out. Because Evan Hull is 5,400. There goes Nick Chubb. He might get the start at 52 because he started practicing. If he's somehow ruled out, and then everybody else is ruled out from Jawar Jordan looked great last week. He's 5,200. You have Singletary there. Bishop Tootin, it sucks because he could have been doubtful with a bad finger against any other team, but against the Broncos, I don't want ETN. I'll still get to him, but I wouldn't really do it. There goes estimate all the way at 4,900. So a lot can open up if Neal, who's already out, and then also Kamara, who doesn't make it. But like I said, some backfield info needed to be found out in Houston and New Orleans that could definitely open up some money, some slate changing money, possibly, because both teams are in good running matchups. So we'll just have to wait and see. But that is my running back preview for Week 16. Once again, good luck this week. The regular season is winding down. Christmas is here. New Year's is here. Thank you for tuning in once again. Good luck this week with the continued research. The rest of the videos will be out between the rest of the day and tomorrow afternoon. Good luck with the rest of your research. Good luck with the rest of your Christmas shopping. This is your boy, Grade A Fantasy, signing off.